with Swan.
Hi guys.
Got Bo.
Hey guys.
And we've got Kilo just here again.
Kilo on
So I almost can't remember what my game week was like last week. It seems that long ago. Oh no, I just remembered. It was fucking brilliant. But no, literally, I've only just remembered. But yeah, they were flying last week. We got 90 points, 9. Very low. But yeah, my ORs, I can't even talk about my OR, can I, with Bo in the room. But it's improved up to 67. Slowly but surely. I reckon I might struggle to catch Bo this year. What was your week?
Me, sorry.
But either.
Yeah, I got the same 90. I was happy enough because I was going into the last day with Salah as captain. So after Kane got the 2 goals, I thought it wasn't going to end up well.
Yeah, I was the same with you by Reds, to be honest. I was, on one hand, I was obviously made up with the Kane hat-trick. Sorry, the Kane brace. And then I was sat there thinking, why on earth did I take the armband off and do by Reds? Absolute double loyalty thing. But it paid off. Well, it almost paid off.
Yeah. I felt a bit lucky as well because he was pretty much gifted the goal. Now it was a tricky enough finish, but I mean, geez,
yeah.
At one point it just didn't look like he was going to score. So at least he got the goal.
I'm in a almost more awkward situation. I'm sat there watching the game in the supporters club, made up that the game's going really well, but sitting there going, "Come on, for fuck's sake!"
Yeah.
And we've got 3-1 up, and I'm still thinking, why hasn't he scored? I've got nothing. I mean, I had an assist, but that wasn't going to cut it after Kane scored.
Yeah.
But he came in at the end. Result. That's a legend. How was your week, Swan?
76. Mistaken a way of selling Son for Lingard, but in a way that was done to fund Alonso because now he's not too expensive more. So got that sorted. He's in the team. So Captain Kane, like many people others did. So I'm happy with that going forward. I mean, not having a United defender kind of hurt rank on Monday. Dropped from about 30K to around 43 without having a defender. But yeah, and Lingard blanked. So, but I think going forward, we're set up nice. Definitely saving this week, and see how the Sanchez thing shakes out next week. Maybe do a housekeeping transfer in 25 and go from there. So,
yeah. I was actually very, very close to doing Son to Lingard as well. I was very, very close to doing it
last week.
Yeah, last week. It was only for JK saying that he was going to hold off. That I didn't. So kind of dodged a bullet there as well.
Yes, I'm surprised you listened to JK.
it was a mutual decision, I think. But like having said that, like for the whole United game, I was just waiting for Lingard to pop up with a goal or an assist, and like he was so unlucky not to get anything.
Yeah,
very, very unlucky.
Well, I mean, I was holding out for that because Lingard was the one who could have popped me over 100. To be honest, I was sat there on. Was I? I think I had 82 points. I ended up on 90, obviously. But if Lingard had done something, if he'd have got a goal and some bonus, he might have got the bigger score. But you can't complain with 90. I'm looking at the Conference League this week. 90 was the top score. Oh no, I'm not looking at the Conference League at all. I'm looking at the completely different league.
I think Trig got 100, didn't he?
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah. Super score.
Yeah, it's 16.
I don't think it's his first 100 either this season.
No. I've not got one yet, but I saved him up for the but mate, your season going fantastic. Wait, we're all rooting for you. You're going to win the FPL. I mean, brilliant.
Yeah.
It's so close. 6-14, I think, Bo, there's 9-point difference or 10.
Yeah, there's
I mean, that's a captain's pick. I mean, that's so close.
I think there's about 50 points between me and the guy in second, but then like there's a huge gap between second and third. There's about 30 points between them. So it's like
I haven't looked at these play trips or not, but yeah, that's a pretty big one. But I mean, even you make the right captain's pick this week with Aguero on yourself.
Yeah, I kind of have to go with a few differentials, but kind of not too outside the box because I mean the guy in fourth is having like an unbelievable season. He's like smashed it like in nearly every way he could. I can't remember if he played as triple captain or what the story is. I haven't really been paying much attention. But yeah, he's like 80 points ahead of me. Like, it's incredible.
Well, the guy in second is the one who has Evans, I think, right? Master.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got Evans.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Evans and Lloris. That's quite technical.
I think there's another guy around me, but Evans as well. If there's not, it must be that guy that's jumped up to second. Because I remember a week or two back, somebody didn't play, and there was a lot of auto subs to come in, and most people kind of had just 1-pointers, 2-pointers. And I noticed this guy had Evans. I think it was West Brom got a clean sheet that week. I was like, jammy bastard, he's getting Evans in, and then again like this week, like 15 points. So maybe
one guy who Evans doesn't screw over.
Yeah, so maybe I'm missing a trick here, not owning him.
The guy in front that's pretty template. I mean, I'm looking at it now. It's got pretty much everybody: double Chelsea, Jones, Salah, Son, Sterling.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty much on a template.
Goes to show you just one different player can make a big difference. Like, you know.
Yeah. Number one has played his triple captain in game week 22.
Okay.
He has. Number two. So have you not played yours? You pick.
Yeah, I played my triple captain in the double game week.
Okay. Look, I've heard Andy saying on his stream. I think he's right. It potentially costs you 20 points. Not the end of the world, is it?
No. I mean,
we'll make it back. Right, let's have a look at the agenda. What have we got?
So we'll get into the questions we had from a couple of days ago. I think we all can answer this. Yes. Is it time to look at Pope out, especially with the Heaton news? I think that question came in before Heaton returned to training. So if take Pope out, what's the best replacement, especially for those that don't have a playable second keeper?
That's probably a better question. So I think we can assume Pope has to go now. I don't personally. I've got Adrian to back up. I'm looking at Adrian's fixture next week, and he's at home to Palace. Yeah, so he's home to Bournemouth, home to Palace after. So there's no immediate panic, but he has to be going shortly. And for me, outside of my Dubai Reds team, I'm screwed. It's got to be Pickford, Anna. But if you've got the extra cash, that's probably my view. So what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I think Pickford definitely. Most of us have Adrian at the moment from the kind of double game week.
Yeah.
I'm stuck with him at the minute because my other keeper's Speroni, and I have no cash to upgrade anywhere. So I think over the next 5 game weeks it'll be fairly close because they both have kind of 4 good fixtures and 1 bad one. I think West Ham have Liverpool away and then Everton have Arsenal away, I think. So they've got 1 bad fixture between them over the next kind of 5 game weeks. But I think longer term, Everton have better fixtures. When you look past the next 5 game weeks, Everton kind of have another 3 or 4 weeks that are pretty good.
Yeah, and I think Mark pointed out on the Scoutcast. You look at Pickford, and he's done a few times since in the last like dozen or so weeks. 3 times he's got double figures now.
Yeah.
He's had 13, 10 and 10. He's had a 9 as well. 2 9s. So he's capable of throwing in. Look at these bonus points. 3, 2, 3, 2, 1. So he will get those points over and above his clean sheet.
Yeah.
Do we have any suggestions for those managers who can't afford the extra to bump up to 4.9 and they're sticking in the 4.5 bracket, where do we think your money goes then?
I got I have Pope myself and I have Adrian though, so I'm fine with that for now. But gonna do a housekeeping transfer to get him out in the next couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
If you're gonna stay in that range, Matt Ryan at Brighton, the weeks that Adrian, you need to sit him when they're Liverpool and United. Ryan has Swansea home and Everton away, which gives you kind of some nice cover for that if you want to go with a 4-5, 4-3 route.
Yeah.
Other than that, that's about all I've seen. So I think it's either Pickford, I think possibly Ryan, and from there, unless you want to rejig your team and get one of the the expensive keepers in.
Yeah. If they're not very defensive, but I was gonna say even Begovic at 4.5, he has the fixtures, but unfortunately Bournemouth just don't have the form at the minute.
No.
If you were thinking kind of long term, if you were looking towards the blank week and your keepers at the minute didn't look likely to have a fixture, it's an option. But I think one of Adrian or Pickford, kind of one of the two, I think you can't go wrong.
Yeah. If they're not good defensively, he's not getting saved points. Yeah. He's gotten 1 big point in the last 9. Looking at this, that's not really great. Fixture-wise for the Liverpool ones, home Newcastle and home West Brom. So yeah, so it kind of covers those two if you have Adrian.
I think we kind of need. I'm having a look at the table now. I think you need to find that budget for Pickford if you can. The question mark for me is, looking at my buy red team, I can't buy Pickford. I'm not allowed. Fucking stupid rules. So I need to find an alternative, and it's not a budgetary issue. I'm not prepared to spend for Ederson, for Courtois. So I don't know. I mean, I think you're right. Ryan might not be a bad pick. I might just have to swallow Adrian.
Got Ben Foster you could go to as well. They're like 90% certain to have a game in 31 unless they can beat Liverpool. So you have that, then they'll play Bournemouth that week, and their 2 games against with Adrian are Huddersfield and Bournemouth at home. So it kind of works out. Again, how defensive the West Brom nowadays, but it kind of works out good for them.
The other option, although they haven't got a great run of fixtures, I don't think, is jumping off Pope onto Heaton if he actually steps in, gets his place back. That's an option, to be fair. Once Man United game's out of the way, they've got City coming up. But other than that, they've not got a bad set of fixtures. Newcastle away, Swansea away, Southampton at home, Everton at home, Hammers away. I don't know. Would you go along with that? Maybe Heaton, if after 1 week, 2 weeks, we see Heaton is the number 1 now.
Yeah, I think that's a big if. I think it'd be harsh if he was fit and just came straight back in and replaced, Pope, because I think Pope's been playing quite well, and I think Deutsch is quite happy with him.
I agree.
It'd be hard. I think there's only 0.1 in the difference between them. So, I mean, if you had them, you could make the jump down. But I think for now, it's a wait and see.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's the beauty is Adrian's got a couple of nice fixtures, so I can wait and see. I'll probably in my main team. I might even next week. I don't know what Pickford's fixture next week is. At home to Leicester. He got home to Leicester. There's no immediate panic to jump on Pickford, I suppose, unless his price is going to go up. So it's a wait and see. But yeah, I think Pickford's the go-to guy. I think we all agree that.
Yeah.
Cool. What's next up?
So next up, any of the people who have recently moved in the window or are about to move, i.e. Alexis, worth going for now or worth waiting to see how they do? And specifically mentioned were Walcott, Sanchez, and Mkhitaryan.
You want to kick off, Swan? Your thoughts?
Sure. So again, a lot depends on if Alexis actually goes, and then to see how Mo uses them. I don't think you're going to pay that much money, though, to put him out wide and not, making the focal point of your attack. So for me, I'm going to try to save a free transfer every week. So I have 2 for when it does happen, if it does, to pounce on. Walcott, I'm not so sure. I mean, he won't be as essential, I think, in that midfield. And I don't know what his crossing ability is. He just hasn't played much, all year to warrant, directly buying him even at 7-1. I mean, Mkhitaryan, who knows? I mean, news I saw today was, his holdup is completely on his side, whether he wants to go or not. It doesn't seem to be tied to the Sanchez deal now, so really it's just if he wants to go play for Wenger, and of course the money, what that would be detailed. So I'm going to look to jump on Sanchez early, whether that's the first week in Huddersfield if he's there playing, and then probably wait and see on the other 2. Mkhitaryan at Arsenal could be a great option if Wenger loses him properly.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think Arsenal are a great attacking team when they're on fire. Mkhitaryan could settle in there. I'm starting to wonder, and you read between the lines in what you hear, but it sounds like Mkhitaryan's got a bit of a bad attitude about this. I'm hearing that he's asking for a silly hike in wages if they want to take him, and obviously he must have his nose out of joint. He doesn't particularly want to be leaving Man United. So as you say, he's potentially going somewhere he doesn't want to because he's been forced into it because of the Sanchez deal. So time will tell with that one. Walcott, I take a slightly different view. I'm certainly not going to jump on him straight away, but I think he's one to watch and could be very exciting. I mean, I know it's a Sam Allardyce team, but we've always loved Walcott when he actually plays consistently and we know he's going to play. And he's talked already about his desire to get back in the England team for the World Cup. If he's got anything still in the tank, I think he could be really good. Again, he could become a focal point for Everton because I really like him when he's playing. Sanchez, it's a tough one. Like you say, he's going to be the main man there probably now. I just feel personally that with so much value in the midfield, Salah, Sterling, certainly at the moment, Arnautovic, some will wait and see how it goes. There's so many quality players there for 8 or less that I don't know if I can justify paying almost 12 million quid for him. He's going to have to deliver an awful lot, and he's capable of an awful lot. Time will tell. At the moment, it's a no, but I'll wait and see. I might have to jump on. What are you thinking about?
Yeah, I think for Sanchez, I'd like to wait and see because, again, like you said, at that price, it's going to take maybe a couple of transfers to restructure the team. If you want to get him in, it's probably going to have to be a long-term commitment. Otherwise, you're going to be spending another few transfers to try and put things back together. I mean, obviously, he's one of the best FPL options when he's on form. I'm trying to think, Mkhitaryan, again, I'd like to see how he fits in with Arsenal. He probably had, 150 minutes in the league over his last 10 games, something like that. And the same with Walcott. Walcott hasn't played a lot of Premier League football this season at all. But we know he has a history of being good value for money. So see how he gets on. I think most of them will be wait and see options. See how they fit in, see how they get on. Walcott could be a good one if Arnautovic's form starts to dip. I mean, the same price range, you could easily jump off and get on Walcott. But for me, wait and see. Sanchez, I think anyone with Hazard that hasn't jumped off might be tempted to jump on him, downgrade somewhere and find $1 million or whatever the difference is.
Well, that's bigger.
But like for me, probably funding a move like that would probably involve getting rid of Aguero or losing Kane, somebody like that, because it's quite expensive forwards at the minute. So wait and see. I mean, Aguero could pick up an injury, and that could be a route to get Sanchez. There's a lot of things that could happen down the line.
Yeah, for me, that's kind of the thought process for all of these new signs? Like, there was a big clamour as soon as Tosin was signed. Right, great, let's go and get Tosin in. I know a handful of people who went and bought him straight away. The guy's not kicked the ball in the Premiership yet. I really want to see, does he settle it? We've seen plenty of top strikers arrive in the Premier, and I'm not wheeling out this old adage of it's the toughest league in the world, but it's a different league to wherever they've come from, and it's a different country, and expecting someone to hit the ground running, they may, but I want to wait and see for any of these new signings, to be fair. Unless somebody represents silly value. Look, I mean, if Niasse goes and becomes first team at a team in the Prem, then he becomes good value and he'd have a look. But when you invest in a good pot of cash, I think we can see.
One thing I think. Get Bo.
Sorry, no, I was just going to say that, especially with the Everton players like Tosin and Walcott, I think Allardyce was saying recently he wants to get the defence working a bit more, look a bit more defensive for us. So that would especially put me off for a couple of weeks. They seem like they want to get things settled at the back before they kind of go all out attack. Yeah.
I think the exact quote was, "We need to get a bit more boring."
Yeah,
no.
It was a Kenny owner, but yeah, offensively, I think.
But as a fan, I mean, you're already on the back of a 4-0 losing streak, and then your manager's coming out going, "Look, we need to start playing boring football."
Yeah, they're probably safe from the drop, but yeah, it just seems like a.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is the thing. I mean, Sam Allardyce, he doesn't get teams relegated, and you know what? There's a part of me think I've always felt that Sam is underestimated. I think he's better than people give him credit for. But he's never going to play expansive football. He gets the best out of what he's got very well.
Yeah.
I think
anyway.
One more thing, a thing to keep in mind too, as we get into World Cup season, players, if they haven't made the team, as you said, Jossie, tend to play a little bit harder because they want to make the team. Those that have made the team sometimes will, if they know they're going to be there, they'll sometimes back off a bit. Sanchez has neither of that. He's not going to be there this summer, so motivation to go forward except staying healthy and spending his money. I don't know. We'll have to. There might be a reason to wait and see.
Cool.
All right, next question we have is what to do with Loftus-Cheek now, especially, and you're going to be out for a few months, I guess.
Okay, for me, this probably depends on your structure. I ditched Loftus-Cheek a few weeks ago, and I've gone 5 in midfield, and I'm really enjoying that structure at the moment. But then on the flip side, I've got Quainer, who's almost just as much of a problem as RLC. However, I understand that JK is asking this question, has got RLC and he's got Quainer. So that's where it becomes
same as myself, yeah.
Yeah, really. Then it is problematic because we were banking on RLC as a guy who was a fairly playable fifth mid if we needed them, and he's not looking that way now. I don't know. There's options there. I think Ibe looks like the obvious one if you can find a bit of cash. I know JK hasn't got the cash immediately. I cringe to say. Could Ireland be an option? Could Ireland be an option? He looked all right the other night. We keep talking about how great Stoke's fixtures are.
I think the question is whether you want them to stay as a fifth mid or if you're actually planning on playing them like as a 3-5-2 or.
Yeah, I would absolutely. Thing is, if you're planning on keeping Quainer in your team, what to do with RLC is find some cash because I don't think you're going to find someone at $4.5 million who's going to let you keep Quainer on the bench every week.
There's myself and JK. We've only 2 players different from our 15. And so we've virtually the exact same front eight. So I don't know which way he's. Yeah. So like I don't know which route he's going to take, but I'm thinking of. It's a little bit risky. But it's the only way I can get cash. It involves getting rid of Son next week when tough 2 or 3 fixtures, whatever it is.
Makes sense.
but it means I can switch from what I'm playing at the minute 4-4-2. It means I can go to 3-5-2 and actually have kind of a decent midfield. So my options are either get Pogba and Ibe, or I can get Lingard and someone like Shaqiri if Stoke show a bit of form maybe next game. So kind of 6 million players, or player and a 4.5, something like that.
Yeah, it's a good game to scout Stoke. That they have Huddersfield. So, if you want to see it perform, this would be the one.
But like, it doesn't even have to be long term, just for kind of 3 or 4 weeks, maybe even up to 5 or 6 weeks, because I probably will wildcard within the next 4 to 6 weeks. Just to kind of get it out of the way and plan for the last 8 game weeks.
Sorry to interrupt you, mate. I heard you saying that on the Scoutcast that you probably play it like around game week 28 or so. Are you not thinking, and I haven't put the plan in place yet, in the last 2 years, I've always like wildcarded game week 33 heading into the double game weeks, or game week 35 heading into the double game weeks. You seem pretty clear you'll do it a bit earlier.
Yeah, I think as soon as we get an idea for who has the double game weeks, even if I can wildcard around 29, 30, that'll be kind of the last 9, maybe 8 game weeks, which isn't it's a long enough period, but it's not too long.
Yeah.
Free hit still there. If there is a blank, I could use it then. If maybe there's a game week that some of the top teams are playing each other, and there's a lot of options there.
Yeah.
I'm not committed to you. Like, I'm not 100% certain that I'm going to use it around then, but
loose plan.
I'm sure I'll have a couple of free transfers knocking about that I can always jump off Shaqiri if it doesn't work out, or Lingard, or whoever it might be. Because there's unless players get injuries, I can't see myself getting rid of Alonso, Otamendi, Salah. Like, they're kind of core players. Unless they get injured, you're going to have 6 or 7 players that's nailed on.
Right now, I don't want to rip my team up, because some of those players, great value, and they're delivering week in, week out.
I think down the line, maybe Aguero might be a transfer waiting when Jesus comes back and they have Champions League and things like that.
Yeah, definitely after the next 3 or 4, I think you want to look to sell him.
Let's just welcome Boss.
So that might be a way to upgrade, Shaqiri or something if it doesn't work out. So like, that might be a route into Sanchez, or who knows.
Boris Walcott is here. How are you?
Hey, boss.
Let's bring you into this question then. JK asked, what do we do with RLC? What do we do with Loftus-Cheek?
I guess it depends if you're actually playing him week in and week out. He's my bench fodder at the moment, so I don't mind him staying there.
JK's got Quainer as well, as has Bo.
Yeah, in JK's position, I probably want to get rid of him. Try and get rid of him.
I think
I have them both as well. Sorry, go ahead.
One.
I just said I have them both as well, and I think housekeeping transfer next week. Was going to sell Vertonghen, but if I can bench him, I might look to do the RLC and upgrade to I with that, and then just be done with it. That way, at least I have a flexibility if I want to go 3-5-2 some weeks instead of always going 4-4-2 and having no bench. I have the ability to do that.
To be fair, I had a similar problem this week. I was Quainer and Calvert-Lewin. So, again, 2 dead weights up front. It was fine. I had a nice big 4-man defence and 5-man midfield and Kane up front, but I wasn't happy with the structure. So, Bobby's come in, Vertonghen's gone out, and to be fair, I think I'm really well set, balanced at the moment. But yeah, I think JK needs to find some money to upgrade RLC. I'd probably recommend IVE unless you can find some extra funds. But again, the problem JK has is a problem that a lot of us have got, and that you've got going into next week, Bo, that you're so happy with the rest of your team. You're thinking, which of these star players do I want to sell who's delivering for me week in, week out to find a bit of cash. Which I think JK is going to downgrade Adrian to a fodder. And that's about all he's got without selling players he doesn't want to be selling. Which is a positive thing about the rest of the squad. But the other thing is, I think we can't afford a weak link here and there. If you've just got 1 weak link who has to play, and it might only be 2 points, but the rest of your players are delivering hauls but they're offering returns every week, and it's not the end of the world.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm surprised you're in that boat though with kind of this. You've got Quainer, you've got RLC, and you're up there in 14th in the world, so it can't be that bad.
Yeah,
right.
I think it's just about trying to move away from 4 at the back, because it's always so disheartening. You know that if let's say, like, even with West Ham, if they concede Adrian or Bonnie, they're more than likely coming away with 2 points apiece. Yeah. Whereas if you can switch back to 3-5-2 or 3-4-3, like, it could be the 90th minute in a match, and that your midfielder or your striker could still pop up with an assist or a goal, and
defense is so miserable, isn't it? And when you're there on like a Monday night game or something, and all you've got left is like a couple of defenders, and you're sitting there hoping that there's no goal.
Yeah,
it
was like the Man United game. I had Jones left, and I was like, I don't know how Stoke didn't score. There was I can't remember who missed that first chance. I think it was blocked by Smalling or Jones. And I was just waiting for the net to ripple, and I was like, how did they not score that? And it happened like 2 or 3 more times. I was like, Jesus Christ. Couldn't believe it.
Yeah, rocking. And you don't really want to watch a game from kickoff hoping that you see no goals in the whole match.
Yeah. It's the truth.
The most dull game possible.
Yeah, it's true. Like, I watched, let's say I have Captain Kane and I'm watching the game live. If it's coming up to 90th minute, and what can I do? But if I'm watching a game where I have a defender, like, as time goes on, it gets closer and closer to that 90th minute. Like, your nerves just get worse and worse. It's unreal.
Yeah. Exactly. Right, Swan, what's the next question, mate?
Last question we have is Son, keep or sell? I assume that's for this week, because many will probably look to move on next. But keep or sell, and if so, for who?
Dang. Boss, you're the new joiner. What do you think?
Yeah, keep them this week, and then look to move them on. Tough fixtures. I think they've got 3 in a row that are really bad, right? They've got
United, Arsenal, and hold on, let me see. We've got United, Liverpool, away Liverpool, and home Arsenal.
And I guess it depends when you bought them, because a few people bought them at 7.9 and he's now 8.3. 3.4. So I'll probably keep them this week, but then to move them on if there's another option. There's a few that could be good. Like, I want to get Mahrez in at some point. I just can't do it right now. But yeah, probably just wait.
Son is 8.2.
Okay.
So he's gone up 3 from his.
It's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, for me, obviously keeping this week, and time will tell. If I've not got bigger fish to fry, maybe I'll move them on. But part of me thinks if Son remains nailed, and if he gets another goal, say this weekend, the guy's flying at the moment. Yes, he's got 3 tough games. Yes, he's not going to probably score goals in all 3 of them, but I wouldn't put it past him scoring 1 in those 3 games, maybe chipping in with an assist. So I still think, in form, playing the way he has been for Spurs, he's got every chance of chipping in with a goal. Certainly in the Arsenal game, I think he has. Not against us, of course. No, being open, we're not the strongest defensive team either. So part of me thinks I'm just going to roll with Son, unless unless I've got nothing that needs to be done, and maybe I need to find some funds. But at the moment, it is 3 tough fixtures, but you can bank against them, and then he chips in with goals. Who knows?
The thing is, otherwise, they might revert to 3 at the back, and in that system, they tend to drop some.
Yeah.
It might not be nailed.
Yeah, no, agreed. And if he becomes not nailed, he's out in a heartbeat. I just think the form that he's in at the moment, I mean, he's pretty much the second best player behind Kane, or he has been on form. So he looks undroppable at the moment. And I'm sure I read something the other day about he wouldn't rejig the system but to hamper Son's output because he's been doing so well. Maybe I dreamt it.
Well, there's word that Toby is on his way back, so the fear was that if they go to 3 at the back, Son's a sacrifice.
Yeah, but I think, maybe it wasn't Pochettino. Maybe it was somebody commenting saying that what's probably more likely is that Toby will come back in, but they're not going to rejig the system and go for 3-5-2. They might drop Sanchez. They might move someone else. Because at the moment, it's working. So why rejig the formation now? Just because Toby's come back? Just rest.
Yeah.
But who knows?
I'm probably going to move Vertonghen when those bad fixtures come because he's expensive.
Oh, yeah. I think there's no value in having an expensive defender in them 3 fixtures.
Yeah.
Nope.
And I moved in this week so that I could get Bobby in. What are you saying, Top Cunt?
Yeah, well, like I was saying with Loftus-Cheek, if I want to find cash to upgrade him, it'll probably be Son that has to go, considering the fixtures, the next 3. It is a risk, but I think it's a calculated risk that could end up, bringing in more points, because I'd be surprised if he got double figures against United and Liverpool. I'm not saying it can't happen, but I'd be probably surprised, because I think Liverpool, when they play at home now, with the exception of City scoring 3, I think they are quite solid. Like in general, United again, generally a tough defense. They don't seem to, get hammered that often by teams. I do think there will be goals in the derby game against Arsenal. But like that, with Vertonghen coming back, maybe the system will change. Maybe it won't. But I could always bring him back. Maybe, but I think for the next 2, I think definitely for the United and Liverpool, I just think the upside is a lot higher by switching to 3-5-2 for me, because I'm playing one less defender, I'm getting another midfielder. So I probably will sell him. 95% certain I'll sell him.
In your boat, absolutely. I mean, you need to find funds to upgrade RLC. You're playing 4 at the back. It makes perfect sense, to be honest.
Especially when I have double West Ham and they're not particularly solid at the minute. They seem to be just conceding that 1 goal every game, and doubling up is a bit risky. So I kind of want to move away from 4 at the back. I think once you have like Alonso and Otamendi, and then I actually have Jones as well. So I don't see any games where I'm not going to play them. Maybe against Spurs I'll bench Jones, but I can always play someone else in that game.
I've got a question for you guys. This week, would you start Lingard away to Burnley or Kenny home to West Brom?
I'm actually starting both, but I would probably go Lingard in that case. I mean, Burnley's look like they're starting to leak a little bit, even at home. But I'm not totally sold in Everton keeping out West Brom, personally.
No, nor am I. And I always think it comes back to what Bo said before, that if you've got an attacker on the field, he can always pop up with some points in the last 5 minutes. Your Everton clean sheet can be going after 10, and then you've got none.
Yep.
Yeah. I think as well, if Lingard does damage and he's on your bench, I think, rank-wise, you could suffer a lot more than benching Kenny. you know, you might get away with it a bit more.
That's true.
And if you do bench points, it's a win-win situation because, you know, Everton fan, and it means they've gotten a good result. Unless it's 0-0. Unless it's 0-0.
Great point. If I didn't do by Reds, I'd get vilified. I'd be a gnar because I'm already a gnar. So we do have some other questions here. Let me see. You, Bo, your question: to Stoke or not to Stoke? Lovely run of fixtures.
Yeah, I think we touched on it already. It's the real form v fixture. It's kind of a conundrum.
Yeah.
Like that, I said I was thinking of punting on Shaqiri, so I think I'll just watch this game and see how they play under Lambert and see who's central. You know, who's playing, who seems to be a key player for them. Whether they're going to attack, whether they're going to sit back, and you know, things like that.
It's hard to tell as well with the new manager coming in how they're going to set up, how attacking they're going to be. Like, even who he's going to pick, he might start resting, dropping players that we're surprised about. So, yeah.
I think Prophet was looking at that new right back, Bauer. Is that his name?
Yeah,
he was considering him. He was certainly getting forward last game. You know.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
it's a good point about who the new manager is going to want to play. I tend to think Shaqiri is probably immune to that and should, just because he offers so much from a free piece perspective, from pens and free kicks and all that. So, but I mean, you don't know exactly what kind of system they're going to start playing until you've seen it for a while. So, but again, Huddersfield's a great way to scout because, you know, one of the bottom half opponents.
Yeah, they should be able to keep that. I have to be honest, they look better against United. They did all right against a tough side.
Yeah, but they were unlucky. They got some really good chances that they just didn't finish.
Yeah.
Like on any other day, they probably would have converted one of those chances. I think they had maybe 3-4 chances that were definitely goal scoring opportunities, and like all of them were missed. And whether that could be a sign of things to come, that they just mightn't have a player in the side that can finish. So see how they get on next game. I mean, yeah, Huddersfield is a great fixture. Fair enough, you might be missing out on Huddersfield, but the next 3 or 4 after that are fairly decent.
Pirlo asked the question, and he signed off before he heard us discuss it. Bench 2 of these: Maguire, Kenny, Richarlison, and Lingard. Bench 2. I suppose we're just going to go and do a straw poll. So, boss, we've got Maguire, Kenny, Richarlison, and Lingard. Bench 2.
Pretty tough. Based on what you guys have said, play the attackers. Leicester home to Watford. Richarlison should. I could see him delivering in that. Tough one. I'm not too sure. Probably play the attack.
I'm pretty clear here, I think. Go, I'll open my mouth then. So, as we discussed before, I don't think you want to drop Lingard. I think so. I'll play Lingard straight away. And you know what? Maybe it's because I've sold Richarlison, but I'm just getting sick and fed up with him. I really think because it's not a bad home fixture, and because he's got really good attacking threat, Maguire really gets up front. I'd probably play Maguire. He gets up into the box and has a go for goal. So I would bench Kenny and Richarlison of those 4. Lads, Bob?
Yeah, I think Lingard definitely has to play. It's a hard one to call between the other 3. Depends on what you think the Leicester-Watford game is going to be. If you think Leicester will, you know, if you don't think they'll concede, play Maguire. If you do think they'll concede, maybe play Kenny in that sense. I mean, Richarlison, he's very lately, isn't he? Like he's consistent in the sense that he's always missing chances, but
He's always getting chances.
he's always getting chances. Yeah, it's a really tough one. I think all I can say is play Lingard and whatever you think for the other player, because it's a tricky one to call. I'd probably play Maguire for the simple reason that he probably has the same chances a clean sheet as Kenny, but like that he has a much higher goal threat, I think. And Watford, they're in kind of a bad state at the minute in terms of injuries and things like that, so they might be a bit vulnerable on set pieces, perhaps.
Ron, what do you think?
Yep. Definitely play Lingard. I've already made the point on Kenny, so I would probably bench. And then, Richarlison's form, while he's getting the shots, he's not converting. I mean, he had an assist against Leicester in the reverse fixture a few weeks ago. But I would, because of Watford's injuries in the defense and all that in the set-piece threat, I mean, I would probably go Maguire. And, you hope to nick the attacking returns. And I can definitely see them shutting him out with the way they've been playing. So I'd probably bench Kenny and Richarlison this week.
I agree. Right, next up is your question, Swan. I don't know if you still need it asking, but you posed a question. Take a look at my team and tell me if I got my starting lineup right.
Oh, yeah. I just Obonga over. Yeah, it's basically one spot between Vert, Kenny, and Obonga. And while I don't think Kenny will keep a clean sheet, I felt better than going double West Ham. So I didn't know where else to go with that. I was hoping Quainer would be healthy to play, and maybe I could start him, but I don't think he'll start. And hopefully he's okay to at least for the future. But right now I'm on Ogbonna and I'm on the bench and playing Kenny.
It's a really tough one.
I think it's fine the way it is. I think it's fine as it is in the picture.
Yeah,
I do. To be fair, I mean, Ogbonna has an okay chance of a clean sheet as well, but you have to fancy Everton more so at home to West Brom, definitely.
Does Lloris out this week, or maybe out if he's ill, matter much in that game, or is that not that big of a issue for the Spurs defense?
I don't think it's.
I think it said he just had an illness and he's being monitored at the minute.
Yeah,
so I don't know if it's like Salah, he just had a cold or something. I'm not sure.
Brighton are in pretty bad form. I don't think they've won in the last 4 or 5 games. I think Chelsea should comfortably keep them out.
And to be honest, form for Spurs, he's not a bad keeper. Pirlo's back after we've answered this question.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Pirlo. Out of interest, Pirlo, I think we mostly came to the conclusion to play Lingard, and there was a mixed feeling whether you should play Maguire or Kenny. I think we erred towards Maguire majority. Anyway, he can't respond to us. He's on mute. Right, so you're happy with your team then? What's next?
So KK wanted us to look at his team transfer-wise. He has 2 frees, nothing in the bank. And so he's looking to make a housekeeping one.
Yeah, he's been talking about this all week, hasn't he?
Yeah. Do you want to bring his up, Chelsea? Or do you want me to do that?
Absolutely. Let me bring it up there and share that.
Further down, closer to today.
Got it. I was weighing up getting it up on the main FPL screen because that doesn't look great. But we'll make do because the main FPL screen won't show me his current team. It'll just show me his last week. So it's the same question we kind of touched on before, isn't it? What's he do at Loftus-Cheek? He's basically going to make a housekeeping one to get some funds for Loftus-Cheek, hasn't he?
Yeah, what he was saying was he was looking at Adrian to a non-playing, like a 4.0, and to release the funds, or Loftus-Cheek to Ive. but he doesn't have the funds to do that, so he was thinking about doing both.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do both, honestly. I would try to at least roll a free transfer the next week if you can, see what happens in the window. But if you're gonna do both, that's not bad. Otherwise, maybe just do Adrian out. Pickford, he can roll with him.
Yeah, I mean, if he doesn't do both, he's still got a strong team now, hasn't he? He's got Kenny to come off the bench if needs be. I probably wouldn't do both. As I said, probably make the money. And you never know. Ibe gets crocked, and then you've made the second transfer unnecessarily. I'd just make the one transfer of Adrian personally. But what do you think?
Yeah, I agree with what the two of you, what both of you have said. Would like to. It's the same situation for me because me and JK pretty much have the same front D. And I really want to go into next week with 2 free transfers for those reasons. Like you don't know what player clubs are going to sign. There could be injuries. If you bring in Ibe too early and don't play him this week, he could get injured. Anything can happen. Like we've seen a lot of people made early transfers and then off midweek. So I'd like to kind of have 2 free transfers just to take a look at other players and see and take it from there. I think because he has Pickford, I think he can afford to downgrade Adrian, get a little bit of money, and then go into next week with 2 free transfers and take it from there.
Yeah, agree. Boss, anything else to add? Nah. Yeah, I think that's it. JK, there's your instructions. You need to lose Adrian. Okay. Next up. That's you post your team again, Swan.
I found one question back from Trig. He wants to know, are there any Man City alternatives to buy, meaning Sané or someone other than that, other than the ones we all have?
Are there any Man City alternatives other than Sané?
Sané, Silva, I don't know who else you would mean, but what his basic question was.
What's interesting, I don't know if he's nailed at the moment, but Gundogan is back now and he's cheap and he's been delivering. How nailed is he?
Yeah, I think he was just filling in while Silva was back and forth to Spain. But I mean, there is a case for him starting the next game with his form. But you'd imagine Silva will be back in.
Oh, absolutely. But he replaces Silva rather than a Fernandinho or...
Yeah.
I would think. You have Danilo, I guess, if it's a long-term injury and they're going to go with Danilo for now. But, I mean, other than the next 2, I wouldn't bring in a C defender. I mean, after the next 2, you got Burnley away, Leicester home, Arsenal away, Chelsea home. That's not great.
Especially with Bernardo playing quite well lately as well. That kind of puts a question mark over Sterling and Sané, because Sterling didn't have the greatest game against Liverpool. Now, I know it'd be a bit harsh to drop him just on one performance, but like he might decide he wants to mix things up from last game and give Bernardo a run out. Which means one of the wide men, maybe Sané or Sterling, would be the one to drop out. It's kind of hard to say.
Possibly. I mean, the one thing I'd say on Sterling's performance, he will have not received a very welcome response from the Liverpool crowd. He probably was getting it in the neck the whole day. And when they were on a bit of a loser, we were jeering them even more. And hopefully Pepsi, I'm saying hopefully as an owner of Sterling, Pep realises that and doesn't rest him this week, gives him the opportunity to go and put Newcastle to the sword. Because
I just brought Sterling in.
Sorry, boss?
I've literally just brought Sterling in this week, so it'd be fucking typical of him to get dropped.
Well, in our Knocks and Niggles league, you all know Champ. Champ organised this sub 9 million league, we've all built a team where you're not allowed to buy anyone that costs more than 8.9 million, and it's interesting. It's got my sub-9 team is like less than half the rank of my proper team. Absolutely. I'm at 67,000 in my real team. My sub-9 team is on 26, 27. It's doing brilliant. But this week I've captain Sterling, so you best not bench him.
It's like us with the cons team as well. Like, isn't that in the top 2,000 or something?
Yeah.
And like, I think we were talking about this a week or two ago. We were saying we forgot all about that for about 10 game weeks, and the thing just like soared up the ranks. It was only when we neglected it.
I genuinely think the biggest mistake I make is just changing my team all the time.
Yeah.
And it's partially because I'm such an obsessive and I love playing with it, and I want to make a change all the time, and I want to be managing my team. If I just like picked a bunch of players and let it ride, to some extent, would I be doing better?
Yeah.
I don't buy a wood, to be honest, but certainly I would benefit from my approach with the sub-9 million team is that I don't make it a transfer every week. I often do roll. I really make my transfer till the end of the week because it's not something I think a great deal about, and I do let value slide, which you know full well I don't do in my proper team. I'm really het up about it, and so I make early transfers, and it bites me. There's a lesson to be learned here, but I won't learn it. Right, have we got anything else? Anyone else want to bring a question to the table?
Will we do a captain poll?
Let's do a captain poll. Let's discuss captains. Swan, start us off.
Aguero. Haven't wavered all week. I'm sticking with it.
Yeah. Oh,
Me
really?
too.
Sorry, what was that, boss?
Yeah.
Did that break up for everyone else or just me?
Yeah.
It did. He's going Aguero, though. I remember from earlier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm both going Aguero.
Yeah.
So I'm the only one here who's on Kane. Which I'm on Kane because I decided it wasn't wise to take a -8 to downgrade 2 players to bring Aguero in. When basically I've been able to bring probably Firmino in for 1 less hit and not leave myself with a bench fodder defender and not have to downgrade Lingard. Toss all that together, it didn't make any sense for me to bring Aguero in. Now, if he goes and gets a hat-trick this weekend, might not be impressed. But I'm going to keep my fingers crossed, and hopefully Prince Harry will deliver for me.
So I'm interested to see if Salah's flag has any effect. Well, I'm sure it will have an effect, but if a lot of people will maybe go for Kane instead, with that kind of doubt, it might push his effective ownership up, through the roof.
Yeah, because I think people have struggled to get their head around Captain Salah. I'm a diehard Red. I've seen him delivering week in, week out. But it's funny, you just get your head into the mindset that Kane's a captain, Aguero's a captain, Salah's probably not. And he's been delivering. He's the top scorer in our FPL, isn't he?
Yep.
Yeah, he is. So I think people have gradually got their head around, I'm going to captain Salah. And the rug's been pulled with this flag, and I think people will bottle it.
You could see it even in the double game week when, Kane had that flu or whatever it was. Like, not a lot of people triple captain them. I think it was like 100,000, which, maybe isn't as many as we all thought we are going to do. So it definitely deterred a lot of people.
That would have been a lot higher had he not been flagged. If he hadn't got the flu, 500,000.
Absolutely.
I would have thought. And we took. It's funny when you consider the percentage of people in the FPL community who triple captain Harry Kane, and then you consider the percentage of people in the Conf League who triple captain Harry Kane. We went big on it, didn't we?
Yeah.
I think there was a lot of talk throughout the week or fortnight running up, that no, probably not going to, and most people were shying away from it. But almost a day or two before, everyone just went with it.
Yeah.
I pretty much got my head around it the week before. I was like, no, there might not be a better opportunity. Probably the best player in FPL with 2 winnable games, 2 easy games.
Coming out back-to-back hat-tricks,
Coming out off back-to-back hat-tricks. I mean, there was a part of me that thought there's no way you go from back-to-back hat-tricks to another hat-trick and another hat-trick. But that was such a good opportunity. And there it was. Andy Carroll Mark 2.
Yeah.
I got more out of Andy Carroll, I think. I think Andy Carroll tripping captain was worth more, wasn't it?
It was 1 less than 9, right?
No, it wasn't the same. He got 3 points.
Yeah, he got 3 points, yeah.
Yeah, same it was. Never mind.
I tell you one thing I noticed. On FFS, what I've at least looked at, the scout cast, if they put everybody off Aguero as captain, even as a pick, actually,
yeah,
he's not in their scouts picks. I know there's a budget limit to that, but it's actually a good week, I think, if you have Aguero to take a chance and roll with him, because as Bo alluded to, a lot of people are going to go Salah, or if Salah has a flag, switch right to Kane. I mean, they're not even going to. I don't think even give a look at Aguero in that respect.
No, exactly. And on that note, I mean, well, at least my Dubai Reds team is fortunate enough to be able to have Aguero. But let me share this properly with you. How we doing? So I am going to captain Aguero. So worst case scenario, I won't be upset if Aguero smashes it and I miss out in the Conf League, because if he smashes it, I'll do well in the Dubai Reds League. So it won't be disappointing to me either way. Either that, or it'll be disappointing both ways, whichever way. Whether a glass half full or a glass half empty, man. But I recall, it was a couple of weeks ago, when I think it was, when I sold Harry Kane in Dubai Reds, and it was the first of the hat-tricks, or was it the second of the hat-tricks, when the first one wasn't as bad because nobody captained them. The second one, everyone had them captained, and I'm watching goal after goal go in, and I've got him in me proper team, and he's captained, and I should have been happy, and I'm sitting there thinking, don't score another one. And it is a really strange feeling to be watching your captain score a hat-trick and be disappointed about it at the same time. So I wish they'd change this stupid rule and I could just have one team. I don't think it's going to happen. Anyway, so, gents, if we've nothing else...
I got one thing, actually, if we have a second, and it's actually directed at one person. So, Bo, you're the only one in CCL of the 4 of us here that are still alive. You lead Pucka by 6. I don't know if you've looked yet or not, but he had 2 free transfers. He's used them both, and he's tapped his bank. So he's at 103.1 exactly. I'm not sure what he's done. If he's brought in Aguero or he's brought in Salah back, I'm not sure. But what do you reckon this week? Are you going to try to do?
Yeah, I see he was looking to see what moves I was doing earlier, but like that, I think I'm just going to do a board and transfer Duffy down to Francis, save the cash, and then have two free transfers for next week. I'm not really too concerned about Puka. Should be okay, easy. No, I'm just joking. No, it is quite close. Actually, I haven't looked at his team yet to see what the differentials were. I know he has Lingard, obviously, from the last game. So it could be quite close again.
Let me throw it up a moment. What's Pucker's name? It's Jeff, isn't it? Jeffrey?
Yeah, it's 832 is the ID.
Yeah, I think he said he brought Salah in, so I mean that could be a big deciding factor because I mean it was Salah against City that only because I had him captained.
So
it brought me up.
Yeah.
So he's made 2 transfers there. Who's he going to? Bobby and Kane is obviously still there. Eriksen's probably maybe gone. Unless
I think he's done Eriksen to Salah, but I don't know.
Yes, Eriksen to Salah. That would make sense.
Has he used the two of them?
Yeah,
Do we even know if he had money in the bank?
I don't know if he had it before this week. Yeah, that's the question.
Yeah.
But he's used it now. So if he did do Eriksen to Salah, it's obviously a downgrade from his previous from the team here somewhere else. Plus, he had a lot of money in the bank.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
He probably got like
yeah, if he doesn't have Aguero, I mean Aguero is going to be my biggest differential, especially since I'm captain him. So it could come down to like last week, him not having Aguero and me captain him.
Yeah.
So I think it all depends on Aguero.
Will. And I can't, looking at that team, I can't imagine he got Aguero unless he lost Bobby. And I don't know. I know someone's done Bobby to Aguero. He scored it, didn't he? But you need to put your team elsewhere.
I actually think if he's brought in Salah, he's just doing another move somewhere else, and he's going to try to beat you with a different captain pick. Obviously he knows you're going Aguero, so he might go. He
probably just stick with. He might play. He might go with Kane.
Yeah, I don't probably go with Kane. Because if Kane goes big, Aguero doesn't, then he has the edge on you.
Yeah. Again, it will be close because I'll be playing 4 at the back again this week. Ogbonna, and Aguero to his Lingard and Firmino, assuming he still has them. So,
interest games that we're out of it. Out of interest, well, let's do a quick poll. Is anyone who here still in the FPL Cup?
No.
No, just me. I've been.
Congrats, Chelsea. That's great.
I'm over the moon. I normally go out like week 1 or week 2. And to be fair, I've been on a good run of form because I know it's no shame to be honest, but I was languishing like second bottom in the Conts League. I mean, second bottom in the Conts League, like you say, it's no shame, but I'm stepping up now. I think I'm 25th. And I've been slowly. It's hard to even get a slight green in the Conts League. You can score 90 points and not go anywhere. But yeah, I'm on the up. So that's coinciding with that run of form's coinciding with the cup. So I'm still in it.
Best of luck.
I've won 7 games now. I need to win another 14 to make the final. So. It's doable.
I think I went out in the second week and the Fantasy Football Scout Cup, I didn't even qualify for it. I didn't.
Human?
No, I didn't qualify. It was like one of my worst weeks, the week that was the qualifying round.
I was convinced.
I didn't even qualify for it.
But the benchmark isn't that low, is it? It's not.
I'm not sure, actually.
I think the benchmark was, 57 points or something, 58 points.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was a particularly high-scoring week. Because we've all been getting 70s, 80s, 90s the last few weeks. Yeah. The Conts League is doing well. I think comparing it to the league last year, I think we're all going to finish with much better overall ranks than we did last year.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
It just feels like we're all higher up the like, because you had the likes of Prophet last year. At times he was languishing like 2 million, 1 million, and no one's that low anymore. No one's even close, I don't think. Let's see.
We had talked earlier this week about, I mean, I'm 23rd and I'm 47K.
Yeah.
I mean, apart from one guy, I think it's possible all of us could finish at least 50, if not better.
Scientist Prime is 613,000, so he's the lowest of the lot, and that's not just disastrous at this time of year. As you
and
say,
that's for a team with Matt Ritchie in it, like.
I know. No Salah.
No Salah and Matt Ritchie.
And he has the same logic for both. He's like, you know, Ritchie has to return sometime, and then Salah's like, well, Salah has to play sometime. So I got
to be fair, there's an argument to say he should be kicked out of the cons. Like, if you can't even identify the highest scoring player in the whole of the FPL.
I like that he's still got Coutinho as well. That's brilliant.
Still got Coutinho. Oh, fucking hell.
But I also remember he was like he was 25th or 6th in the Cunts League last year at like 1.5 million. So the fact that he did last, but at, you know, under 700K it speaks to the whole league of how
it's a good standard.
Move this up.
But you're right. Let's get us all up to like 25K or so. I mean, I think Bo's aiming a little bit higher than 25K.
Well, if it all goes pear-shaped, maybe I might be down there. But no, I think this year, I think we've got like we have a few more members. I think what we used to be like 28, didn't we? And we're up to like 32 now.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all another year experience in playing the game. I think we all share kind of the good material, all the kind of important things. Especially with the important chat, it's great to kind of dip in and out of, and everything's there.
Oh, I love it. You know what I love as well, aside from the share of like knowledge and expertise, it's great having a little community of guys who love FPL as much as me. Because when I chat fantasy football to me mates, they just don't want to know, or at least they don't want to know to the extent that I do. All they care about is our little mini league, and outside of that, they don't care where they are in the world. They don't give a shit about tactics. It's like, and I love my FPL. I love being able to chat to you boys about this.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm glad that my company got bought out, and now I can work Fridays from home, so it allows me to do this.
Happy days.
Brilliant. All right, guys. Well, it's getting late. Off. Past 12 here, so I might call it a day if we've nothing else.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Right. Well, thanks, guys. It's been a great Cøntcast.
Cheers.
Weekend.
Good luck for me.
Right. Good luck, Bo.
Good luck, everyone. See you later, guys.
Right, boys.